It is still Fitness Friday, isn't it?
That's true, and we're talking about boxing this morning.
You know, when you try to get in shape, one of the hardest things to do is to stay with your workout routine. You struggle with that?
All the time.
You know what it's like.
You're talking to Exhibit A right here, yeah.
Well, we had a chance to go out to Lifetime Fitness in Penfield. We found that more people, men and women, are taking boxing classes. They're not preparing for fights. They're trying to get in shape. And we had the chance to join Norm Beck at Lifetime Fitness to see what a class is like. Take a look. All right, Norm, what are we doing next year? This has been kind of cool to watch.
Right now what we're doing is we're doing a mitt drill or an offensive drill where they're working on hand speed, technique, really finding the balance between power and technique. A lot of times in boxing, if you're overthrowing, you're going to be clumsy and awkward. But when you find that balance, maybe take a little something off your power, it's going to give you actually more hand speed. And in boxing, you want to get that recoil or that rhythm when you're boxing. So that's what we've been working on. And as you can see, once we get started, everybody in here has phenomenal hand speed and really a lot more accuracy.
They do. And tell us what the fitness benefit is when you do something like this.
Well, it's core. I mean, everything in boxing, when you're rotating your hips as often as you do, you're working on your core and your abs. Also shoulders. Boxing is the only sport where you have to keep your hands up the entire time. You never want your hands coming below your chin. So obviously we've had to train quite a while to get our hands and keep them up there. And as you'll see, everybody in here is throwing punches now from their chin instead of dropping them down here when you're tired.
And again, I haven't done the numbers, but there's almost as many women, maybe more women here than guys. Take a look at what some of the girls had to say about doing boxing for fitness.
I do like to hit, but I mean, I don't think it's like, for me it's different just because I'm like littler, so like people don't really think I'm like gonna box and like hit things, but you know, then when I tell them, they're like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Working out sometimes gets, a lot of people don't enjoy working out. It gets boring sometimes, whatever, but boxing, it's like a fun workout. He pushes us really hard, and then we get to spar after, so that's always really fun, too.
All right, so Norm's going to get them started. Go ahead.
Ready?
Give it a go.
All right, everybody, 1-2s back to the other person. Here we go. Ready? 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, shake them out and switch. Here we go. Ready? Switch them up, switch them up. I love to try to mess y'all up. You know I do. Here we go.
All right, well, what do you think, Holly?
You have to think a lot, which is great. No, because that makes your workout go faster because you really have to concentrate like that.
Yeah, it's neat to see on the camera. I've never seen it from that perspective.
You're laughing though. Why are you laughing? Is it just because it's different to see yourself?
Yeah, it's just different to see the whole environment sitting here and watching it when you're in the middle of it all.
Yeah, you're in the zone.
Yeah, I guess so.
What really struck me is in talking to the women in your class,
yeah,
they did not feel intimidated. I think they may have at the beginning, but we're now 7 weeks in. They obviously do not feel intimidated. And what you mentioned was about the women. This is also about self-esteem and empowerment.
Absolutely. I think one of the coolest things that sort of, as this program has developed, one of the neatest things is I'm finding the diversity of people that are calling me to take boxing. I'm not sure if I kind of hoped it would go in that direction, but now with married couples, young, old, men, women, it's really neat. As you saw from this class, I think almost half the class is women, and I think that's really neat that somehow I've created a program that is inviting and open to anybody who wants to give it a shot, and I think that's kind of the neatest thing that's happened.
What part of your body do you think benefits the most from this type of exercise?
I'd say waist up. I'd say waist up, it's a ton of work. Abs, core, shoulders, back, arms, definitely. With the legs, it's balance and quickness, but there's a lot of endurance training from your core up.
Must be great for you. You get to see the bodies changing as the weeks go on.
Yeah, and we're only doing it, these classes are once a week for an hour, which to me it's doable. It's not overboard. It's not an overboard commitment. But even after 2 or 3 weeks, I'll get a phone call maybe the next day or the following day, and people tell me how sore they are. But it's a great sore. But even after 2 or 3 weeks, people tell me, either it's inspired them to make other changes in their fitness routine, or they're just seeing changes just from doing that, which it's great. It's a great thing to hear.
Well, thanks, Norm. Thanks for taking the time to have us
Absolutely.
at the class. And if you want to get in touch with Norm, you can email us at the station, and we're going to put his phone number on our website as well, so you can hunt down Beck's Boxing like so many people are doing now.